Speaking of this, shit's easy for me. I'd be remiss if I'm on Schnit Talk today talking about it for about 2 hours.
Oh, shit, we didn't talk about her.
But I'd be remiss if I did not bring up
T-Swift.
the absolute queen of the world.
Yeah, man.
Taylor
She is
Swift
not fucking around.
Let
me check her numbers.
Unbelievable. What an album. Folklore. What an album. I was doing the live grading of it, and I was keeping track, and it was...
Taylor Swift sold 1.3 million in 24 hours.
Really? Like sold?
That's insanity. That is, I mean, 1 million in a week back in the era where you used to have to buy CDs. I remember that being a thing. Like the main rappers would always do like 1 million in a week, and that was like, and like Usher did 2 million in a week with Confessions. And by the way, Usher and Chris Brown versus that's gonna be fire.
Yeah,
it's kind of crazy that like Chris Brown is still really allowed to do stuff like that. Like when they get together, it's like, isn't Rihanna like, fuck you, Usher? What the fuck, man? But whatever, it's going to be heaters left and right.
Yeah,
Usher is going to, I mean, people who don't understand how big Usher was, a lot of the youths on the internet are like, Chris Brown. Chris Brown will put out bangers. He'll hold his own. He'll have his own like slew of hits, but Usher is going to dominate him. Folklore, though, was streamed 80.6 million times in the first 24 hours. That's a record for females. I don't think we should do that anymore, by the way.
What?
I'm going to put on my fucking sexist hat here. I don't think we should delineate between like male and female records and shit.
That's
like I don't think the Oscars should be just best actor.
Oh, you think even in that?
Right? I mean, I like it because it just adds there's another category to like talk about and debate. But really, why? Who cares? Did you do a better acting job than I did? You're a girl. I'm a guy. Like,
yeah, that's true. I do like it as well for the same reason.
There's just more to talk about, you know. But you know, I'd rather them do like all right, men and women all together, and you do like old and young. You know, like the best under 40 or some shit. But yeah, man, I mean, 1.3 million in a week in an era where you don't need to do that. I mean, I haven't bought anything.
It's legit 1.3 million sold.
That's what it says. Republic Records says 1.3 million units sold. Currently, the record holder, let me see.
I mean,
Nate
was talking about
How about this? The blockbuster sales put Folklore on pace to be the top album. I think so. And so Juice WRLD's album was pacing to be the biggest album of the year, and it did 517,000. So she doubled up Juice WRLD and then some.
Wow.
Which I get it. I'm not saying I'm surprised that she's number one. I'm saying I'm surprised 1.3 in a week in a day in this era. I mean, that means I can't wait to see the weekly numbers. So it'll be Friday. That's when it came out.
Yeah.
So I mean, if it slows down a little bit, but if she even comes close to doing 1 million a day for a week. I can't remember an album like maybe like Marshall Mathers LP or something. I don't know. I can't think of anything that numbers like that.
It's so fucking good. It's crazy.
I don't like it because I'm not into like the slow shit as much, but I am noticing.
That's what's crazy. I usually her slow songs are my least favorite song. I like the boppy stuff.
Yeah.
But this was someone said that this is Red's older sister that went to therapy. And that's how the album goes.
Yeah.
And Red was my favorite album, so this like makes sense. This album is so fucking good, top to bottom. I started off with the grades. I had 7 straight A's, and then I was like, I gotta be more critical because they're so good. Yeah. But they're all, and then like now I go back and I look at the other ones. I regret like, oh, I gave that one a B. That sucks.
That's actually an A.
That's actually an A.
Yeah, I saw a C in there.
Yeah, that also. I talked about that on Shit Talk, where it's like, for some reason when I listened to it the first time, I thought the story was convoluted and. Going back.
Well, that's what I like about it. I haven't listened to it yet, but like the fact that it's like storytelling and like the rap fan in me likes that there's like you said, this has bars and storytelling and like
the
clever wordplay and shit.
So fucking beautiful. All of it, like every song you're listening to it and you can like
see
the movie in your head. It's not so much.
She should do a Lemonade. She should do a visual album for the whole thing.
Yeah, that would be sick. I mean, she probably can't because it's in quarantine because she started writing this in May.
Oh wow! So this really is a quarantine album.
Yeah,
huh?
She reached out to that dude Adam Duffer, who is one of the members of the National, and was like, "Hey, I've been thinking about maybe doing a quarantine album. Like, do you have any music that you'd be willing to part with, or I don't know, however it works in that world?
I'll buy it from you for a shit ton."
Right.
Yeah.
And he's like, yeah. And according to him,
I think I can accommodate you, Taylor.
According to him, he's like, I didn't really think. I thought it was kind of just like we're talking shit, and they're friends, so like I didn't really think anything of it. So I sent her my whole file of all my songs of like
wow
of all the songs I have, And
Did he do the whole album then?
he did 11 of 16 songs.
Wow, good for him.
Yeah.
Talk about like right place, right time. Like good, that friendship paid off, man.
And he's like, I was just like, whatever. Like, here's the music, listen to it. And that was at 9 p.m. And he woke up at 2 a.m. to 3 fully written songs. And he's like, oh,
It's like that.
we're really doing an album.
See, that's what I like about Taylor now. I still will always kind of hate her
Might have been 2 fully written songs.
persona. Are you? I mean, it sounds, by the way, 180 back to your original Taylor Swift feel vibes.
What?
Like you were kind of out on her, and now I feel like you're all the way back.
All
in.
the way back.
Yeah,
all the way back.
I never liked every song was about a breakup. Everything was like about every song was about a breakup every single time, you know? And then I feel like at this point in her life, a lot of this still is about relationships, obviously, but like she's also coming from a place where I think she has more to say about it. Like when you're just a young girl and you're just like heartbroken over a breakup, it's like, all right, I get it. But now she's been through some shit in the industry and like,
That's
she
what I
just
was
has
saying.
a lot more perspective, I guess. And
This
maybe the
album-
music wouldn't change, but me listening to it, I'd be like, this woman, I'll listen to this woman say some shit where it used to just be like, I can't relate to a girl fucking going through a boy breakup. But this, I feel like, you know, you can hear it in your own.
This album is 100% like if it's like 1A, 1B with Red right now, but I guarantee this album ages with me the best because it is. I love her early stuff and the poppy stuff and stuff like that, but like when I think about it, I'm thinking back to a time when I was like 14 or 15 and like, you know, that kind of
This
shit.
is an adult album.
This is an adult album,
Yeah.
and she's still reminiscing on those things, but it's
But from an adult perspective.
like you said, she has a lot more to say about it.
Yeah.
And it's like the storytelling in it is crazy. There's 3 songs in it that are all told from the perspectives of a cheating relationship, where it was one guy, Betty is James telling the story of how he cheated and he wants to get his girlfriend back. Cardigan is the girl who was cheated on, and then August. There's debate about what the third is because Taylor said there were 3 of them. She didn't say which ones they
See,
were.
this is the shit that gets me going.
Yeah.
Like hidden meanings or connected songs or there's a story throughout the album. I'll listen to this shit now.
But then and then it's either August or Illicit Affairs is told from the perspective of the girl who was the other girl, so to
Right,
speak.
right.
And then song the Last Great American Dynasty.
That's about the Kennedys, right?
No,
Oh.
it's about the Standard Oil family. Betty Harkness,
The fuck? What's she saying about them?
who she owns the house now. So it's
The
her,
house that Taylor Taylor owns the house of that.
yeah.
Oh, that's fucking awesome.
Right, and like that whole song is like the imagery in that song is fucking stunning. Like you can just close your eyes and like you can picture like.
By the way, when you can buy oil money houses,
But like it's told because like Betty was like this girl who was kind of like a wild child, like and like they people didn't understand like how she even got into that family because she was already divorced and like she just threw fucking bangers at Holiday House, which is what the house that Taylor owns in Watch Hill, and like the whole time it's like talking about this crazy woman, and it ends with like and then I bought her house, and it's like oh you're talking about you, like,
yeah.
it's fucking.
That's why I also like Mad Woman, right? Is like
Yep.
she's just like I'm fed up with this shit.
That's like
about Kanye allegedly.
It's mostly Scooter Braun, but there's definitely some
Right.
Kanye and Kim lyrics in it.
Dope.
The first spin through, I thought it was definitely just Kanye and Kim, but I guess it is about Scooter. But there's some Kanye and Kim stuff where it's like, there's one where it's like, talking about how like women like hunting witches too, and they're telling me I should move on, but you know I won't. And it's like, hey bitch, I'm gonna follow you to the grave.
And like that's a battle she's gonna win.
Yeah.
You know, like Kim and Kanye have their own fucking massive fans, no doubt. But you know, they're already Kanye's losing favor, and Kardashian always has like the negative vibe. Taylor's gonna just become like she already was, but I think Taylor Swift is gonna become like a fucking I don't know, like Janis Joplin or something like that. You know what I mean? Like well respected from everybody in music, not just country, not just pop. Like this woman like runs the fucking world now, and she's been so meticulous with her image. So I feel like it's like she'll be able to speak on like anything. You know what I mean? That oil shit's cool though. That's dope.
Yeah.
T-shirts out on sale now with all like the best lines from the album.
So many too.
You should just keep churning those out.
was-
How many, is it only 4?
There's only 4.
I mean, you should do at least 8.
They were, and I was just like, I couldn't decide. Well,
Yeah.
I wanted to just do one. I was like, I can't. Like, if I'm dead to you, then why are you at the wake?
I would say from a outsider point of view, the one I've seen is that one. Like if you did have to say what's like the iconic line from this album that most people would know, the most prevalent of gifts the same way, it's that one. that is, I mean, that was what I saw every girl posting. That was, I mean, that one.
I got wasted like all my potential.
Oh wow, that's a good one too.
Yeah, that's
a good one too.
Yeah.
I like that one a lot. I like that one a lot. But the Wake one though, you know what is funny is like the way you said you said this last week when it first came out. You're like, she's got bars. And it's like, that's why I like rap music. Even the bad rappers are saying shit like that usually, where you have like clever punchlines and funny wordplay. And now like she does it, and it's like, oh wow, yeah, you can do that too. I thought it was funny too. A lot of people were excited that she said fuck, and like and she opens the album I'm on some new shit. It was like, ooh, Taylor.
That was I had no idea what to expect going into the album. I was very unsure. I was like, oh, I knew she'd just written it in a month or 2 months, whatever it was, and I was like, boy, this is gonna be a tough one to pull off. And it went. That's the opening line of the album is, I'm doing good, I'm on some new shit. And I went, it's a classic. it's a 10 out of 10 already. This album's gonna fuck. It was so, dude. it was so good. And like, the thing is, like, I was gonna give my top 5 songs, and I will, but like it doesn't matter because it's gonna be something.
Interchange all 5 of them.
It's gonna be something different. In like
well,
10
that is
minutes.
which is interesting when you make an album that like they all. I don't want to say they sound the same because that sounds like you're talking down about it. But it's like you're not going to be like, this is my favorite pop one, this is my favorite slow one, this is my favorite love ballad. They're all kind of cut from the same cloth, so it's all very.
There's a couple of poppy songs, like Jack Antonoff is like the pop guy. He's like a.
Oh, how about that Bon Iver song? People love that, huh?
Yeah, that's dope. That's the.
You know what's funny when when you're on a level, and I think both of them are for different reasons, but like. A lot of artists collab all the time, but there are certain ones that you go like, "Whoa!"
Well, and you know, like what
I never heard of, like I never even thought of this one. You know,
that's pretty cool. So Adam Dresner, the guy who from the National, Taylor was originally singing. So that's like a couple, like talking about like the end of their relationship kind of deal. And the Taylor was originally singing it from both perspectives. She was singing the male and the female, and they were like, you know what, let's
Doesn't
check
really
out,
work,
let's see if it works with a guy. And he said he'd been so secretive about everything. Where, like no one knew anything. No one even knew he was working with Taylor. Blah blah blah.
Right.
And he just sent it to Bon Iver because he's like I know.
Oh, is that what you're saying? Bon Iver. Okay.
He's like, and it's also Bon Iver as a band. So it's Justin, he's the lead singer.
Oh, got it. Okay.
So he sent it to Justin, and he's like, I know he's gonna want to do this, so I don't have to be secretive about it.
Yeah,
he's like, here it is. And he's like,
that's not a thing you turn down.
He's like, yup, I'm in.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like there are certain people where it's like if they come calling, you do it.
But also. Taylor always has conspiracy theories around her, and a big one here was obviously one that she stole Kanye's release date, which he was probably never going to do anyway.
Right, but
also too, one of the artists Kanye like works with and loves and like publicly is Bon Iver.
Yeah,
and it's like
he's mine now.
It's like I'm only gonna have one feature on this album. It's gonna be your guy,
your dude. Oh, that's so good. I a couple of years ago I would have said this is like a fair fight, and now it's like it's just not. It's just like
there's so much cool shit she does being a little bitch. Yeah. Whereas like I forget what song it is actually, but one of the lyrics is there's robbers to the east, clowns to the west, and in the lyric. All artists put out like a music video, but it's not a music video. It's just
lyric
like
video.
Yeah. East is lowercase, clowns to the west is
W. Yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome. Oh man. I mean, you know what else I think happens? Like my one critique of her maybe back in the day. Again, I'm not like I don't love her, but as just like an objective viewer of it, like I think there used to be a time where I was like, this is so dramatic and like depressing and And then like you get older and you're like, life is fucking sad. Like when you can relate to the sadness a lot more, it becomes a lot different for you. So I guess it depends on what kind of mindset you're in and where you are in life, you know?
I actually think like I'm just looking through this right now. It's so good, man. It's so fucking good. All right, I'm gonna go top 5. 1, Last Great American Dynasty. 2, Mirror Ball. 3, Peace. This honestly isn't the same order that I just did on Schnitt Talk. That's what I mean.
Yeah.
4, Mad Woman. 5, Exile.
There it is. Final Briggs. Official, in stone, never will change, never will modify. Top 5 songs from folklore. You heard it there
like
first.
You'll love Mirror Ball. Mirror Ball's so fucking good.
Yeah.
It's just like from like an entertainer's perspective, where it's just like I'm just dancing all I can. And I think it's more about a girl for a guy, but like as someone who's an entertainer, it's just like I'm doing everything I can just to get you to look at me. Like I'm showing like you every aspect of me. I'm so many different people. I don't even know who I am anymore.
Right.
And it's just like, oh, I know what you mean, T.
Yeah, you lose yourself.
What you mean, girl?
Yeah. I think it's a hard. I wish I couldn't relate to Taylor Swift music. I wish I could relate to Pitbull music. I wish I listened to nothing but Flow Rider. But all of a sudden, I find the urge to listen to fucking Sad Girl Season Taylor Swift music, and that is not a good thing. Thanks, voicemail, Nick.